This video is going to explain a little bit more about the portfolio cover letter. You can access the portfolio cover letter information in our portfolios overview first, and it is the third item in the resource list and this document here. And the portfolio's cover letter is what people are going to read first when they read your portfolio. Okay, it's an important piece because it introduces us to you and your writing. And because of that, you need to put some time and thought into how you're going to present your work and how you're going to describe and discuss the progress that you made over the course of the semester. The portfolio cover letter is the only piece of writing that will be in your portfolio that I won't have read prior to the actual submission. While I've seen all of your essays and your analytical responses, and we've had conferences, and I've given you feedback, the portfolio cover letter is the one piece I don't give feedback on, except to answer specific questions about formatting or about, can I put this in here, or what should I include? I'm happy to answer specific questions like that, but I'm not going to read and comment overall on your portfolio cover letter. The cover letter itself will be 2 to 3 pages long. Okay, it's important that you fall somewhere within that. Any shorter and you generally can't accomplish all that the letter asks you to do, and any longer and you tend to be getting on a little bit too much and including too much summary, which is one of the things that you want to avoid. The portfolio cover letter is really designed for you to analyze your essays. Just as I keep reminding people, don't just inform and educate in the essays, your portfolio cover letter also has to do more than just summarize the essays or the pieces that you're including in your portfolio. After all, we're going to read your essays in a matter of minutes. We don't need a blow-by-blow of what they're about. You can always talk briefly about each of them and talk about its title so that we can identify it, and then explain a little bit about it. But what the portfolio committee really wants to hear from you in your cover letter is the choices that you made as a writer, how you went through the process, what this reveals about your strengths as a writer, the challenges that you faced in composing your pieces and how you overcame them. This is really what we're looking for. And I think it's summed up pretty well in this box here, that we want to be convinced that you can successfully write at the college level. And the cover letter helps us know that you know enough about writing to keep improving, to do the work that you're going to need to do in your future classes. So this is really your opportunity to share that with us. If you look at the actual first page of the instructions, the top of the section says, when writing your cover letter, ensure that you. That means all the bullets in this section are things that you have to do in your cover letter. Okay, so please make sure that somewhere in your cover letter you've given specific examples. If you say that you're good at using descriptive language, quote yourself. Give us an example of how that's true so that you are providing us with support, just like you would an essay. It talks about describing your strategies for researching and integrating sources. So again, talk about that for one of your essays. You don't have to talk about each of these things for all of the pieces that you're putting in your portfolio, but you should make sure that you have hit on these topics somewhere in your cover letter. Okay? And in fact, when writing about your essays, I really would include that there might be a little bit of overlap, but that you emphasize different things in different pieces that you're submitting, so it doesn't become repetitious. I'm good at this, I'm good at this, and by the way, I'm good at this. You want to give us some variety and make sure that we know that you're a well-rounded writer and are continuing to improve in those things. So the top part of this you need to do. The list then says, you may also. Okay, so these are some additional suggestions. If you're trying to think of what else to include in your cover letter, this may help you, really figure some ideas out that would hit on things you haven't already commented on. The second page of the cover letter guide is actually all about formatting. Okay, and it talks about your margins and your page numbering and how this works. And there's a nice visual here of what it needs to look like. You'll see that it's a block format for a business letter, which means that everything's on the left margin. There's no indenting on the cover letter like there is on the essay. and you skip lines between paragraphs. Okay, you don't skip lines between paragraphs in your essays, but here you do because of the single spacing and the need to differentiate the paragraphs since they don't have indentations. This just shows 2 pages. Yours will go on to a 3rd page, ideally, and it will have the same information. And this date on the top should, of course, be your submission date. This says December 12th, 2001. Yours will say May 6th, 2014. So please make sure you have that. It also has your portfolio number and your page number on the top in the header, just like the rest of your portfolio will have. The cover letter, again, is an important part of things. You will be getting feedback from each other in the Writer's Toolbox, and you can get assistance from the Writing Center to help you with this as well. And if you have specific questions about the cover letter, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm not going to read through and review your entire letter, but I can give you some pointers, and if you have questions or concerns or something's just really, you're not sure, can I include this, should I include this, I'm happy to talk to you about that. And we can do that either through email, or you can come in and talk to me during my office hours and my availability during weeks 14 and 15. If you have questions, let me know. And keep fighting the good fight and making it to the finish line here with your portfolio submission. Bye-bye.